Namaste, welcome to Ripple Yoga, your virtual studio. And today we're going to do a fun practice, and this is actually a thing, foot yoga. And we're going to work through the foot. And this is wonderful practice because all of the nerve endings for the spine and major organs terminate in the feet. And what happens is these nerve endings can actually crystallize, and this can block the release of energy and things that we are trying to get rid of. Also, we should remember that the energy flows out of our feet when we come down into Shavasana. This is good to know, especially when we come into Shavasana, that we don't have our feet placed right on top of somebody else's head if we're in a place where the mats are close together. Because we are letting go of a lot of things that don't serve us that we stir up in practice. So we're going to start by giving ourselves a little bit of a foot massage. So come into a comfortable seat and find your right foot. And let's show some love to our right foot. And we're going to take the knuckle, and we're going to work the knuckle through the arch. So a little self-reflexology here. All these practices are wonderful for circulation, and they act, a few of them, much like a mudra does, where we're going to send a signal through the nervous system in the foot up to the brain to affect another part of the body. So working in the same way, producing that loop, yoga loop. Request response. Good, and then take the fingers and think of the fingers as bars, and if we look at the inside of our foot, it is shaped like the spine, top to bottom. And we're going to rub those fingers along the inside kind of along the instep. Good, and then from there, we'll take that right hand and we're going to shake hands. So work right down so you have webbing on webbing. And the toes will get nice and open. And then begin to work forward and back. Eventually, we develop independent movement of all the toes. And then holding the hands, webbing the webbing, or the hand and the feet web the web, open and close the fingers like that to spread the toes out and out. Good, and let's release that, and we'll now take the left foot and show the left foot the same love. So begin with the knuckle through the arch. Teaching a class like this once with about 10, 12 people in the room, and they looked at me horrified at the beginning of the class because they misunderstood me when I said we were going to be doing foot massage. They thought on each other rather than on themselves. And I said, no, this is self-care. I suppose if you're with your significant other and they are very, very kind that maybe you could coerce them. And then take the fingers and bar them through the instep. And then take the right hand and shake hands with your left foot, webbing to webbing. Find some of that back and forth movement. And then open and close the hand. So good for circulation. Good, and release. Excellent. From here, we are going to come into a tabletop. And we're going to come down into Virabhadrasana. If you've never practiced this before, this can be very, very uncomfortable. I remember when I first started practicing, I could only do this for about 10 seconds. It was agonizing. Bring the big toes together. Maybe open the heels, but curl under all the toes. I'm going to make sure even the baby toes curled under, and then sit up and bring the weight down on the heels. And breathe here into the feet. And again, this might be very uncomfortable. It is so good for us. These foot practices are also good for assisting with things like plantar fasciitis. Overall, just good preventive medicine for healthy and happy feet. Good. Go ahead and release. Wiggle out the toes. And then from here, we're going to come into Ekakin Vajrasana. And this is a bit of self-reflexology because we're putting pressure points on all the nerve endings for the organs in the spine. So place the right shoelace down flat, left shoelace through right arch, and then sit back hips to heels. And this shape is sending signals to the brain about the organs associated with the nerve ending points in the feet. A similar thought process of in Chinese medicine with acupuncture. We're touching the acupoints, the organs in the feet. Telling the body to heal or take care of different areas that may be problematic for us. Let's release, and we will switch sides. So left shoelace down, right shoelace, left arch, sit back. Breathe here. All right, go ahead and release. And now we're going to come into Asana, and this is very uncomfortable for most people. It takes a while to get used to, even more uncomfortable than the toes pose, if that's even possible. And to do this posture, we're going to place the right shoelace down flat, then take the left shoelace and place it across the right Achilles tendon, and then sit back. Asana is sending a signal to the brain to stimulate the pituitary. When I first started this practice, I could only sit in this shape for about 10 to 15 seconds. It was very, very uncomfortable for me. But again, we know the difference between discomfort and pain. Go ahead and release. You want to hold it that long. And then switch sides. So left shoelace, flat, right shoelace across left Achilles. Breathe. And you go ahead and release. Come into a tabletop, work it out. Make your way into Shavasana with your happy